So for Halloween this year, we wanted to do a little bit more than usual and go to a Scream Fest. I have been to some in the past that have been very intense, such as the Extreme Scream in Mountain Mowbray, where the actors are allowed to touch you. However, this one was a lot more tame, but still all the frights. So let's get into it. And one of my favourite places to visit for a nice walk on a Saturday afternoon or a Sunday, sometimes in the summer after work, is a place called Elvaston Castle. So it's a old house on a huge ground, and it's an absolutely beautiful walk. There's like a mini lake with ducks and swans, and you can do a whole loop, and it's absolutely beautiful. There's a nice cafe as well, so you can stop and get yourself a nice treat or a drink. It's just a lovely place to go for a walk and unwind. But anyway, when I found out this year they were introducing a brand new Scream Fest Halloween event, it would have been rude for me not to go, because one, Halloween is my favourite time of the year, and two, Elvaston Castle is one of my favourite places to visit for a good walk, and I know how eerie and spooky some of the areas within the castle grounds are. So here is my quick review on the Elvaston Castle ScreamTime event. So, set against the gothic backdrop of Elvaston Castle and the shadowy woodlands that surround it, and the ScreamTime event offered a 1 kilometre immersive horror trail, which was both theatrical and genuinely, sometimes, a little bit unsettling. I don't want to give too much away, but if you don't like the idea of dead bodies hanging from a tree wrapped in cobwebs and a giant spider, very Aragorn or Aragog from Harry Potter vibes, then probably not for you, but I won't give any more than that away. It was from the moment we started to the moment we ended, it was just incredible, fun. There was live scare actors, there was cinematic effects and multi-room frights that kept my adrenaline pumping throughout the whole 75-minute-ish duration. What made it stand out from some of the other scare fests that I've been to is probably the commitment to generating an atmosphere, and then taking in all of the stuff that they've got around them to make it more and more spooky. So during the day you wouldn't notice, but there's some really creepy little wooded walks within the trees and stuff, and they really nailed the hammer on the head, whatever the saying is, at using that to their advantage and creating a really great walkthrough type trail to follow. What was also brilliant was that the actors would be throughout. You won't just get one or two dotted around. They are literally down every trail, every corner. Some of them hide. Some of them are right in front of you, but you think they look like statues, so you don't think they're real. Then they'll pop out like this. We got scared a few times by what we thought were not real people. Turns out they were. So yeah, it was absolutely brilliant. Midway through the trail as well, and once you come out the other end, you've got access to something called a scare village, which is in the courtyard of Elvaston Castle. So in here they have all of the food stalls, carnival games, carnival rides. There was a coffin challenge where you can lie in a real coffin for 60 seconds, a minute, and then you can get back out again. If you do, you get a little "I won the coffin challenge" type award. There were fire pits and a bar, as well as soft drinks available. There was scare actors that would walk around here, people looking after the fire pits, making sure they weren't running out of coal. It was a really, really great atmosphere. Once you've been scared, the last thing you want to do is, I don't know, run home. So having that little pit stop to warm up against the fire, maybe get a beverage. I had a Prosecco, my best friend had a coffee. I think she had a coffee. Anyway, so yeah, there was something for everybody. And if you don't want to go in the mazes, you could always just chill out by the village and take it all in from there. And the atmosphere of everyone jumping around, having a good time, it really was fun. So yeah, Some of the highlights, if we go back, is the immersive 1 kilometre scare trail throughout the castle. So, before we finish, I just want a quick word. Usually the castle's out of bounds and you can't go in it. I think I've only ever been in once for a craft fair. So the fact that they opened up the castle as part of the Scarefest is another reason that really intrigued me to want to go, just to have a look around the inside. I mean, to be fair, I didn't get to see an awful lot of the inside because of the strobe lighting and running through because the actors were chasing me. But it was still such an experience and I was so excited and it was actually really interesting. Yeah, it was really good. Professional scare actors who never broke character. I've mentioned the Scare Village and I've mentioned that the house is built on an historic setting, so that really does add the authenticity and atmosphere. So there we go. So if you're local to the Midlands and you're looking for something a bit different, you've done all the usual scare fests, Extreme Scream, the one in Burton, maybe you've been to Alton Towers and done their scare fest, then I would highly recommend giving this one a go. It's a little bit cheaper, a little bit closer, but it's a completely different sort of atmosphere in a way. It's a bit more local, a bit more friendly, but still a really great adrenaline ride. So yeah, if there's any other small local scare fests that you know of or you're aware of and you'd recommend, then let us know in the comments. And if not, hopefully I'll see you at this one next year if they do it again, and probably more because I want to do more than one next year. So that is my plan anyway. Anyway, thanks for listening. Scream well.